Hey kids, are you ready for an exciting adventure? Today I'm going to tell you a story about Tiny Bunny's big adventure. Once upon a time, in a cozy little forest, there lived a small and curious bunny named Tiny. Tiny wasn't like other bunnies. He was always dreaming of exploring the world beyond the meadow. One sunny morning, Tiny decided it was time for his big adventure. He packed his little backpack with some carrots and a map and hopped off into the unknown. As Tiny hopped along, he met his first friend, a wise old owl named Oliver. "Where are you going, Tiny?" Oliver asked. "I'm off to see the world," Tiny replied with a big smile. Oliver gave Tiny a shiny feather. "This will guide you through the dark forest," he said. Tiny continued his journey and soon he reached the dark, spooky forest. But with Oliver's feather glowing brightly, Tiny felt brave and hopped through without fear. On the other side, he met a cheerful squirrel named Sammy. "Hello, Tiny. Where are you headed?" Sammy chirped. "I'm exploring the world," Tiny said proudly. Sammy handed Tiny an acorn. "This acorn will help you find food if you get hungry," Sammy explained. With the acorn in his backpack, Tiny bounced along until he reached a wide river. Tiny stood on the riverbank, wondering how to get across. Just then, a friendly frog named Freddy appeared. "Need a ride?" Freddy asked. Tiny nodded eagerly. Freddy let Tiny hop onto his back, and together they crossed the river. "Thank you, Freddy," Tiny said as he waved goodbye. Finally, Tiny arrived at a beautiful meadow filled with colorful flowers and buzzing bees. He felt so happy and proud of his journey, but he also missed home. Tiny decided it was time to go back and share his adventure with his forest friends. With the help of his new friends and the gifts they gave him, Tiny found his way back home. He gathered everyone and told them all about his big adventure. The forest friends cheered and celebrated Tiny's bravery and curiosity. And from that day on, Tiny knew that even the smallest bunnies can have the biggest adventures. So kids, remember, no matter how small you are, you can always dream big. Thanks for joining me on Tiny Bunny's Big Adventure. See you next time.